to all our viewers wherever they're watching this. Yes, a very different look about both teams as they warmed up. The Scottish side with a lot more intensity, one must say. But yes, don't count out Nepal. They had a lot of excitement in their ranks. Their wicketkeeper was shouting out to everybody, telling them, reminding them that the World Cup is just 2 or 3 games away potentially. So no shortage of excitement. And that's the pitch for this particular game. We saw in the last match, which was of course on the adjacent oval, it afforded a little bit of movement early on, but now with the afternoon sun baking this arena completely, should be quite conducive for stroke play.
Yes, we're looking for a total. I would think it's not one of the biggest grounds here in the United Arab Emirates, and looks a good pitch, and you would think that Nepal will be looking for something north of 160 in this game to really put the Scottish batsmen under pressure, and they'll have plenty of support. There's no doubt about that. Very noisy vocal support. You won't need Dubai and myself to tell you when the ball's gone to the boundary in this first power play of the Nepal innings. Put into bat here, Scotland winning the toss, and here we are, ready to go.
Interesting choice of new ball bowler Callum McLeod, who got a 50 in the last match, but is known for his fast bowling talent. In fact, at one stage was aspiring to be a fast bowler with Warwickshire in county cricket. Should make for a very, very fascinating prospect this match.
Scotland need a win. Quiet start there, that ball outside the off stump, not quite wide enough to interest the umpire, and a dot goes into the book.
Nepal starting with Subhash Kekurel, the 20-year-old opener, and alongside him is Sagar Pun, also 20 years of age. A lot of these Nepalese players have come through the ranks of age group cricket playing together. That should stand them in good stead.
Oh, free hit.
So the first runs coming through a no ball from Callum McLeod. Looking to generate a little bit of extra pace. This is the free hit. And Kekurel has taken full toll of it. Gone all the way for the first maximum of this match.
What a superb shot that was, because that was a slower ball. Tried to kid the batsman, maybe put him off his strike, but he spotted it early, and that has gone many a mile. Whoa. Go and fetch that one.
This is a young man who knows no fear. This time it will be a leg bye to him. The first match, which was against Denmark, was his debut. Scored a steady, sedate 17. And then in the following game, when they were chasing a big total against Kenya, got them going with an enterprising 54. And over here, he started his scoring with a massive 6. So with just 3 balls gone, 8 on the board for Nepal. Lost the toss, but they won't mind it too much. They do have a lot of bowling strength, and their spinners principally comprise the majority of their overs when they bowl. So they shouldn't mind bowling second on this wicket.
And just to prove that the Nepalese are not the only ones in the ground down below us, the Scottish camp there cheering that dot ball. So not what you want to do, though. Overstep second ball and concede a free hit and then see it disappear over your head for 6. That's not the start that the Scots wanted.
One ball to go in this over. In this day and age, of course, there's a lot of analysis which goes on for teams. So no doubt the Scotsman would have observed that in the last match, the Nepali batsman did enjoy the extra bit of pace which was on offer from the Kenyans. Perhaps hence the choice of McLeod for the first over.
Maybe they were just looking as well, Dubai, for just a little bit of consistency rather than out and out pace first up. Just somebody to get the innings underway. So consistent spin, some consistent seam bowling, putting the ball on the spot, but it did rather go wrong with that no ball. Second over, we are going to see some pace.
Yes, Sagar Pun, of course, opening today because Pradeep Airy, who opened in the last game, is out in this match. Amrit Bhattarai playing in his place. And lots of tweets coming in already. Keep the tweets coming in at Cricket ICC. Hashtag them with WT20. Plenty of Nepal cricket fans who are already tweeting in good numbers.
Starts with a wide delivery.
Yes, this is Safian Sharif. Safian Sharif in the last match did make an impression early on, but he was really taken to. Shared the new ball, or rather came on his first change, but Mohammad Shahzad in particular took a liking to his bowling. That's better.
Good pace. And again, we're seeing a little bit more life in this pitch.
Yes, definite evidence of life, as was the case in the previous game as well. Just to remind, if you're tuning in, that earlier on today, Kenya comprehensive victory by 8 wickets against Denmark. This time around, the big hit comes, but it's not been middle, and it's the first wicket, a crucial one too, because Subhash Kekurel has just lobbed that one straight into the hands of mid-off, and Safian Sharif and Scotland have their first breakthrough.
Yes, that ball in the slot for the drive, but he didn't get hold of it, didn't find the middle of the bat. And Scots celebrating that victory. We'll have a look at that again and see. It was there for the drive. Can't criticise him on that. But it didn't... was never going to clear. Fairly deep set mid-off. So the first wicket there for Scotland. And... the first wicket for Safian Sharif.
We'll just need to consolidate from here on in Nepal with this kind of a start that they've been given. Just need some partnership to develop. Successful beginning though for Sharif.
Mallow at the crease now, taking his time to take guard, just composing himself.
Here we are at the ICC Academy in Dubai. Outstanding facility as far as cricket is concerned. Just a bit hot now as the afternoon progresses.
Very warm out there in the middle.
Good bit of connection to get off the mark, but Kyle Quds has got his men in the right position, which is good to see early on. That discipline will be quite important against a very phlegmatic but very talented Nepal side.
Yes, it's a sort of clash of cultures here, isn't it? The if you like, the professionalism of the Scottish side, the excitement of the Nepalese. I've really been looking forward to this game.
Another great ball. Sagar Pun really is finding it a bit difficult to decode Safian Sharif at the moment. Just that little bit of away movement keeps foxing him.
Yes, he's bowling with a bit of movement at a lively pace, and any opening batsman in the world is not going to find that easy. Early wicket always helps as well to settle the nerves.
So the end of a successful and a good over from Safian Sharif. 2 runs and a wicket of it. Nepal after 2 overs, 10 for 1.
Thrilled with that start, Scotland will be, because, well, after a couple of deliveries, no ball, 6 runs. You thought, oh, Nepal are off to a flyer here, but no. Pulled it back at the second half of that first over, and now a wicket in the second over. It's now going to be Ian Wardler. We would have expected him to open the bowling, but after just that 1 over from McLeod, we've got the man we would have expected to see taking the new ball for Scotland.
Gyanendra Malla on strike for the first ball of the 3rd over in this innings. Oh, that's a terrific stroke. It might just beat the fielder. Indeed it does. Off the back foot, really did get it. Not quite off the middle, but gave it a fair thump.
Stand and delivery, cleared mid-on there, and what a way to greet probably the fastest bowler on either side. Smash straight over mid-on. Chase after that one.
Previous match against Afghanistan, Wardlaw did take a bit of stick but came back to pick up 3 wickets. Had a good outing in that sense. 3 for 40 from his 4 overs, but one must bear in mind he went for 19 of his very first.
So good comeback that. Yeah, good comeback. Last 3 overs. 3 for 21, you take that in most forms of cricket.
He does have this good ability to pick up wickets, which is why Kyle Kudza has turned to him now.
A little bit of misunderstanding there, but no harm done. Good pair of shoulders on him, hasn't he, Ian Wardler? That's certainly need as a fast bowler. Sweet shot off his toes. Nicely timed, but Scotland deploying that man on the deep square leg boundary. In the air, but it's safe. Indeed, it's gone all the way. They're always safe when they land in the crowd, Dabaya. That's it. He didn't get hold of that. That was a top edge.
Well, he's come out with aggressive intentions and he's made them amply clear in the few balls that he's faced. Gyanendra Malla, rather. And giving Joel Wilson, the umpire at the pavilion end, a bit of a workout. In fact, most of the big shots have come from this end. In fact, first scoring shot for Sagar Pun.
Oh, and he gets that ball a little shy at the stumps, just clattering into his back there. So the end of an interesting over from Ian Wardlow, a 4 and a top edge 6. Score 21 for 1.
so important, isn't it, to take full toll of the power play. And that's something that Nepal are looking to do. But faced with some good bowling from the Scotsman. Pace still at both ends with Safian Sharif coming in with a second and a good ball. Just hurrying on to the batsman. Opening, squaring him up.
Sharif looking in the groove today. Never easy for the quicker men on these slow pitches out here in the Emirates. Get it a little bit wrong, and the pace on the ball, batsman can send it a long way. And those guys are going to be looking for more 4s and 6s from their men. 2 6s already in the first 3 overs. They'll also be looking for good running, and that's exactly what that was. Pushed up to mid-off, 1. And
it's one of the more experienced players in this team, Gyanendra Malla. Last match got a very vital 32 contribution in the chase against Kenya. And just showing that maturity here. Not looking for the big shots, just making sure that if he cannot do too much with it, try and rotate the strike. Takes the team on to 22 after 3.3 overs. So just a shade over 6 runs and over.
And that another defensive shot. Not a lot they can do with this. Fine opening 10 delivers here from Sharif. His captain will be very happy with this. All the runs at the moment coming from the other end.
Always a dangerous ploy, especially with a slip in position. Would be well advised not to try that too often. Just looking to flirt with it outside off stump with Gordon Gowdy in position at first slip.
Not a lot of foot movement there. David Murphy behind the stumps, encouraging his teammates. And that spoils a good over from Sharif. That's a big stand and deliver, smash down the ground, 4 more runs. Nepal on to 26 for 1.
That seems to be the order of the day with these Nepal batsmen in particular. Not big movers of feet, but excellent hand-eye coordination. Like to give it a thwack. And even though it went straight, it was almost cross-batted. Almost like a forehand tennis.
Forehand tennis or a baseball shot, really, wasn't it? It was it disappeared down into the large black sight screen at the far end. Little way around to the left of that screen as we look at it, as the other Nepalese fans finding a bit of shade in the heat here this afternoon. They'll be pleased with this start. 26 for 1. Well, yeah, another bowling change from this end with Rob Taylor coming on. 3 overs from the commentary box end, and 3 different bowlers. Let's see whether Rob Taylor has more luck than his predecessors.
Does bowl wicket to wicket and also adept at taking the pace off the ball, so that might help in these early overs. Remember the second last over of the power play when the captain has to keep those 7 men inside the ring. So once that gets relaxed, Kyle Kudza will breathe a little easier. He might bring on spin following these 6 overs. And that'll just make things a little bit easier for him. Rob Taylor's figures in the previous match against Afghanistan, 2 overs for 15, where the first over is a very good one. He's begun on the right note here.
Even in T20, if you find a good line, good length, not easy to be swung away. Strayed a little bit there onto the legs, but didn't cost him no more than a single anyway.
Terrific over, worth its weight in gold in the power play. 3 balls in, just 1 run. And if he gets away without conceding any boundaries and without bowling any boundary balls, then Kyle Coetzer will be more than pleased. He has already broken through, got the wicket of Kegorel thanks to Safian Sharif. This is helping keep the pressure up.
Good ball. Impressive over this from Rob Taylor. Good start from the big left armour.
Also a useful batsman, and that's something we see with a lot of these associate and affiliate teams. Multi-skilled cricketers, and I suppose the challenge for them is to try and keep improving as Nepal steal a quick single. Sagar Pund, the first player effectively into double figures in this innings, moving on to 11. It is a fantastic facility. Everything in here for the ICC. The head office also not too far away.
As we discovered this morning.
Keeper standing up. That prevents the batsman from probably using his feet, but doesn't prevent the single. The end of the 5th over, and they have done very well to pull the run rate below 6 for the first time in this innings. It's 29 for 1 after a very good first over from Rob Taylor.
Interesting how we've had 3 tight overs and the 2 expensive ones. 2 sixes already. I think we're in for an afternoon of maximums here. It's not the biggest ground. Quarters where Mabayo and myself ended up this morning. That's where our taxi dropped us off, so we had to walk 200 or 300 metres around to this very fine facility at the academy. I blame him.
Now a bowling change from the City end. After 2 very effective overs, Safian Sharif being given a break. Will possibly be the last over of seam before Kyle Coetzer possibly brings on Majid Haq with his off spin to try and vary things up for the Nepal batsman.
I'm sure this may well work out for the Scottish captain, but if it does prove to be expensive, he'll be wondering why he didn't keep Sharif on after those 2 fine opening overs. Really looked to be steaming in and causing the batsman problems.
He's doing a good job though since coming on. Gordon Gowdy, couple of balls, just couple of singles. In fact, just 1 single. Making sure that the pressure is kept up. Bowling to his plan, bowling to his field. And not giving anything for the batsman to work with. 4 balls of power play now left. And it might tempt one of these 2 batsmen into an indiscretion. Could lead to runs, but could just as well lead to a wicket.
And it's led to the wicket. A big swish across the line, a ball way up in the air, and a comfortable catch there by Majid Haq, and that's the 2nd wicket to fall. And he watched that again. Up in the air. In the air for a long time. Keep your eye on it. In it goes. So, second wicket for the Scots, and here comes the national hero of Nepal. The skipper, Paris Khadka, making his way to the crease, and listen to that applause support he's getting from his fans there. 30 for 2 though, approaching the end of the power play. Work to do for Nepal, and they'll know it.
And just as soon as the captain walks out, just a little bit of a cloud cover, which will give some respite to both the players as well as spectators, as well as the commentators, dare I say.
I was hoping you wouldn't leave us out.
But yes, that also puts into context Majid Haq's catch, because while it was easy, he was staring straight into the sun, but important breakthrough given now. Oh, delightful stroke of the very first ball. In fact, this was Gyanendra Malla. 54 in the last match, unbeaten 54, which took them home against Kenya. But you would want somebody who's got his eyes in to try and bat out a majority of the remaining overs. And just one more ball of the power play left now for Gordon Gowdy and Scotland. They've done an excellent job. 34 for 2. Would be happy to give away perhaps just a run or two. In fact, they will get a wicket. Even though it is a wide, they have worked this one to perfection. Brilliant work from David Murphy. And he is absolutely disgusted with himself as Gyanendra Malla, the man who was in, overbalancing, and the wicketkeeper makes no mistake.
Yeah, what a great piece of work that is from Murphy. The batsman looking to play that away down the leg side, not making contact a wide, of course, because it was outside leg stump, but you can still be stumped from a wide, and stumped he was. And absolutely wonderful piece of wicket-keeping work there, and it's always good to see a stumping off a quicker bowler. Batsman not pleased with himself, banging his bat into the ground as he walks off, but I'm afraid Muller was really undone by some very clever, very adept work behind the stumps there by David Murphy. So a stumping, a third wicket for Scotland, and Scotland very much on top at the end of the power play.
More than handy.
In fact, not at the end of the power play, because that was a wide, so we'll have one more ball.
Yes, not a bad first over at all from Gordon Gowdy. 5 balls in it, 2 wickets. Never mind the 6 runs which have come, but those 2 wickets could prove to be vital. Really did put the commentator's curse on, didn't they? I don't think the fans from Nepal will be sending in too many happy tweets after that. But their captain's still there, the hero's still out there, and he's been joined by Binod Bhandari, who's quite a useful player himself. Hails from Kanchanpur. Only two T20 matches before this. Got a duck on debut and 12 against Kenya. And Gowdy finishes off his over, maiden over. In a sense, first over, 6 runs, but 2 wickets.
2 wickets and 2 very important wickets for Scotland. The way to keep any team in check in T20 is to keep those wickets falling, and 3 down in 6 overs. Excellent start from the bowling side. Won the toss here this afternoon. No problems winning the toss. What they need to do is win a match. They've lost their first 2, but made a very promising start in this one, and they've silenced the crowd a little bit. It's gone quiet away on the hill over there to our left.
What will really disappoint Pun and Malla is that they got starts. 11 from 13, 14 from 17 really should have kicked on. And at this level, you need one of the top 3 really to try and back through till about 10 or 12 overs. And then you're on your way to a good score. But as it turns out, after the power play, they're placed at 35. But 3 important wickets have been lost. Taylor with his second over. And right on the spot once again.
Confident enough start from Paris Khadka. Very much looking forward to watching him bat this afternoon.
Yet to get off the mark, but an outstanding batting record for the skipper. 11 T20 matches before this. 356 runs. This will be the 357th. And he scored those runs at an average of 59.5.
That's a tremendous record, isn't it? When you think an average of 30-35 is something special in T20 cricket.
450s already, and batting in the middle order would suggest that he's an excellent finisher. Over here, of course, he's got to construct an innings from scratch pretty much, getting through for that quick single. Rob Taylor's doing a fine job with the ball.
Struck firmly, but straight to the fielder.
Into his second over.
Good start, 8 balls, 5 dots, and only 4 runs. So, what Scotland need at this stage, consistency.
First runs for Binod Bhandari. What they really need is a partnership here. Don't want to lose too many wickets in the early overs. As we saw in the last game, Denmark just never got any momentum going. Just to update viewers who might be tuning in to these live matches. And Denmark comprehensively beaten by Kenya, only managing 84 for 8 when they batted first. Wicketkeeper up for Paras Khadka now.
Well taken by David Murphy, but a wide all the same.
Just thinking from the perspective of this group, Dave, would probably be the best thing if Scotland were to win here today. That will really set it quite wide open. Nepal, of course, have got off to a great start. And should they go on to win on the basis of how they've performed, then so be it. But if Scotland wins, then we have another team into the mix with 2 points.
I think nearly every team in Group B, other than Denmark, with a chance of getting one of those 5 places that take you into the next round of this qualifier, or take you into the knockout stages, give you a chance of qualifying for Bangladesh. Another good over that for Scotland. Rob Taylor taking his cap. Umpire just having a word, saying, oh, maybe you're straying a little bit close to that line of off stump there. Want to be careful. And as we say, how this qualifying tournament works, you two groups of 8, of course. The top team in each group qualifies automatically for Bangladesh. The next 4 have a series of playoffs, and that's the important. Have a look again, see how close Taylor's getting there. Oh, he's just getting a little bit closer than he should. But so you need to finish in the top 5, and then you still have a chance of qualifying for Bangladesh next March, which will be a fantastic T20s final.
Powerful stroke, but there is cover there. In fact, that's been one feature of this Scottish performance thus far. Very, very precise field placement. Seems quite obvious they've done their homework on the Nepal batsman. Today's umpires, Joel Wilson, currently at square leg. And the man at the other end is S. Ravi, who made his test match debut as umpire just a while ago in Chittagong. Had a good test match actually, Bangladesh against New Zealand. This time it's in the air but also in the gap. So the fielder gets around, good bit of work.
Not frightened to hit the ball in the air, are they, the Nepal batsmen? Another of those stand and deliver shots.
And yet again, full commitment from the Scottish fielders, something that we've come to expect. Showed a lot of that against Afghanistan as well. This time played away on the onside and immediately on striking it, calling for 2, but Won't be on at all. Great fielding.
Won't be many twos this afternoon. I think it's this arena not quite as big as some of the others.
S. Ravi from India, standing currently at the city end. Witnessed quite a test match as well. This time he's witnessed a massive shot coming in from the captain.